day 306 of evolving into a starseed. I want to thank you all for joining me for this conversation, for this topic, and joining me in the journey and wanting to become your highest self, right? So, so some people, hold on, I'm sorry, I have a lint on my tongue. I don't know where it came from. I keep feeling it. To some people, your highest self may look like you dressed in all white, going to church every single Sunday, following all the rules that humanity made for humans, being heavily involved in the church. Your highest self looks different to a lot of people. Some people's highest self looks like being outside but naked in the woods, living off of the earth, picking flowers, making remedies and herbs from dandelions and whatnot. Where somebody else's highest self may be being a stripper because they really love their sexual energy and they really love twirling around like a little fairy on a pole. Everybody's highest self looks different, right? And I want to highlight that because a lot of the times we get lost in this translation that if you're not doing this, this, and this, then you're not worthy of, praise, respect, dignity, God's favor, things of the sort. Some people's highest self is to be a protector. A lot of spiritual women need people who are heavy protectors because there's a lot of people who know about the energy of a spiritual woman and all they do is come to siphon it and get into it themselves. So sometimes you need someone who's like a pit bull dog demon, somewhat to say, to protect you. If you guys ever watched The Wheel of Time, there was a girl, I believe her name was, oh, what was her name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name. The Blue Witch. I forgot what her name was. She had a really cool name, but long story short, she had a dude that would always walk around with her, some Asian guy who was like a ninja warrior, and that was pretty much her protector, right? So he was slaying, slicing, cutting heads off, chopping people down, stabbing them in the throat, all to protect this woman in her spiritual gift, because her spiritual gift of knowing the truth and always discerning the truth and having visions of the truth and being able to work with white magic instead of black magic made her different than everyone else. She was next up to be the white witch. And in this particular show, The Wheel of Time, there was the green witches, the red witches, the yellow witches. I don't remember seeing yellow actually. Green, blue, red. Those are the only ones I can remember right now. And then there was the White Witch. The White Witch was a leader. There were other ones at the actual tower, right? So everyone's highest self is going to look different because of what you're programmed to do naturally. Like some people are literally programmed to be fighters. Like that's literally their build. Like they have no like since they were a kid, they just was fighters. That's what they say. Are you a lover or are you a fighter? So you have to be able to discern whether you are a lover or a fighter and pick your poison, of course, but also get a match because you can't be two lovers out here in the world. I mean, you could off some hippie stuff and just be out here just freely loving the world and just floating around, letting all that divinity and essence just seep out of you and just go every which way and just float into the air and the atmosphere and in hopes to get it all back times 10 and everything's divinely placed, right? But there's also the lovers that need fighters as protectors because they're not good fighters. So, if you're a lover girl slash spiritual girl, healer girl, especially a girl that can heal and has healing energy, because not a lot of people have healing energy. A lot of people energy is draining as fuck to be around. Like just being because they don't realize that they're attached to draining things. So they haven't been able to discern the fact that they need to clean out their aura in order to be more of a healing energy. So they think that their energy is the right way to go. They don't realize they're attached to something that is so fucking draining that it's like toxic to the whole entire atmosphere, right? So your highest self may be a fucking badass bitch that can like ninja snap the fucking necks of everyone that disrespects you because you're just that bitch. Whereas the next person's highest self might be a high priestess who's just divine and just knows all the secrets of the universe and, can heal people. Where somebody else's highest self might just be a healing little yogi girl who just sits in their house and just makes concoctions and stuff and heals people with flowers and all kinds of herbs that they bring from the ground. Everyone's highest self is going to look different. So even when we get into the music industry, a lot of people will say the music industry is demonic. Parts of it are demonic. But that's the highest vibration for those people because we need good and bad in order to have balance. We have to understand that if there's no light, there'll be no shadow. If there's no shadow, there's no light. Because if everyone here was angels and we're all jumping around merrily with white halos on, we'd have no comparison. And the human brain loves to compare itself to something that it is not to show that it is valid in its actual existence. So when you really break down how it works, there cannot be darkness without light. There cannot be light without darkness. There's no way to smuggle out the entire other side. Because what would you wake up and do if you didn't have to fight the other side all day? Exactly. Nothing. You just sit there and sleep or sit there and be awake and just look at your reflection. Bored as fuck. So the point is that I'm making here, when we really understand the balance of the universe and that on your journey to your highest self, it might not look the same as somebody else's journey to their highest self. It'll really help you understand that you're not to judge what someone else is doing in their house. You're not to judge what people do. You can have your input, and of course, no one has to listen to you. No one has to care what you have to say. But if you're absolutely correct, then people should learn from what you have to say. But again, the understanding is just knowing that everyone's highest self is going to look different. And it's just that simple. There's no other way to put it. It's no other way to imagine it. It's just like your highest self might look like an angel with white wings, whereas my highest self might look like a vampire with black wings that got spider webs all over my neck or something. It's everybody's is going to be different because when you become your true authentic self, like if you genuinely enjoy torturing people, that's just what your brain likes to do. It's nothing you can do about that. There's no way to psychotherapy yourself out of it. You can go ahead and put the white mask on and play the music and do all that stuff. But if you genuinely enjoy seeing people being in pain, which is called short-fruden, if you genuinely enjoy that, that's who you are. That's your highest self. It's nothing else to it because again, there's a need for people like that. But if your highest self really enjoys like pleasing people, bringing people to ultimate bliss, which in some states of consciousness, in some states of action, those two things go hand in hand. Let me explain. Intimacy, um, S&M. Not only are you torturing a person to their ultimate breaking point, but somehow, some way that brings them to some kind of point of bliss and pleasure. So, like I said, they all go hand in hand when you really break it all down. But you have to be able to understand that though and use precaution because when you're getting a massage and you're getting a deep tissue massage, even your masseuse is putting your body in the most pain so that you can release it, because the more pain you're in, eventually your body is going to give into the pain. It's going to release, and that's how you actually bring your body into the bliss. So again, your highest self is only achieved through ultimate pain and being able to endure so much pain that eventually everything turns into bliss. That's the secret that the universe doesn't want you to know. Nowhere you're going to get to your highest version of yourself, and it's just going to be the easiest road there. It's going to be rainbows and butterflies and hopscotch and fairies and angel dust everywhere. No, your highest self is achieved through ultimate breaking of your soul. I'm not saying you won't understand or recollect who you are, but you're going to be broken down into something that you won't understand, and you're going to have to rebuild yourself. And that's how you become your highest self, because you're breaking yourself all the way down and then restructuring yourself after that. And when you do that kind of work, that's truly getting you to your highest self, because then you can prove that it is actually you that is your highest self, not you wearing someone else's mask. Happy Halloween for all of those who are wearing masks out there. But not you wearing a mask, not you masking yourself in someone else's identity, not you hiding in someone else's aura, but really getting broken down to absolutely bare minimum nothing and then becoming something after that That's when you get to your highest self. Like, we have ego, and your ego will get you a lot of places. And ego is very good. That's your solar plexus, right below the heart, just above the belly button, right at the bottom of the ribs, that area right there. When that part has to finally break and open up, and you realize that, oh my God, I've been working in ego all this time, and you really get in tune with your actual confidence. Like, for instance, me as a feminine, I used to hate the fact that people used to say stuff about like BJs, right? But then I realized that I was actually good at it one day. And I really enjoy like having my partner in ultimate bliss. So the fact that I'm good at it and I know that I can make a person get to ultimate bliss and also contractually somehow tie myself into that bliss as well, I became more confident. So people are like, oh, you just be out here sucking dick. I'm like, yeah, and oh, yeah, and when you get to that point in your life where it's like so much about yourself and what makes you happy, whether it be something that's taboo, sexually taboo, spiritually taboo in your everyday life, taboo when it comes to gender based, like when you get to know yourself so well that no matter what is taboo to the regular world becomes your norm, and you're like, okay, and you should try it. You might like it. That's when you're going to finally start stepping into your highest self, because you got to get past your ego to get to your real heart, because you'll think that you love somebody but really it's an obsession with something that they have or something that they can do or something that they make you feel. But when you truly love someone, is to understand that you love yourself, right? So if you wouldn't do it to yourself, why would you do it to somebody else? But you can't get there until you break the ego, right? And then when you get to that point of really loving somebody, because you're not going to do anything to them that you don't want done to you, then you finally get your voice. That's when your throat chakra will unlock. It's like, oh, I'm not going to speak ill on this person because I don't want nobody to speak ill on me. It's like, but you got to get past the love part first, the neutral point, the heart chakra, before you can unlock this chakra. And then when you finally unlock that chakra, child, oh, the places you will go, right? And then you'll finally get to your third eye again and astral projection, all that good stuff in the crown. But then some people, like I said, they genuinely enjoy manipulating and torturing, and that's just their highest self. That's what they are. You can't get mad at those people when they know themselves and they know that's who they are. You choose as your highest self to deal with it or find something else to deal with, right? So again, the journey is just all about figuring out who the bloop you are and sticking to it. And once you get the chance to do that, the self mastery that comes after that, when you finally realize, like, I actually enjoy playing chess. Because really, manipulation is just playing chess in the real world. And once you realize, like, I can do this to make this person act like this, I can do this to make this person act like this. If I want to get this from this person, I got to do this. If I want to do this to this person, I got to do this. Once you start understanding those aspects, you stop looking at people like they're demons. So you start looking at them as intelligent individuals that have mastered, just getting what they want out of life. Alchemists, magicians. You understand? So when you really are getting into that highest version of your starlight self, you'll realize like everything that is always was. There wasn't this one day where all these demons came to earth. There wasn't just this one day where every single individual that was black became magically superpowered. Everything that is always was. So if you see somebody who's black and superpowered, then 9 times out of 10, you looking in the mirror, but you just haven't realized it yet. And that's the beauty of the journey. When you finally understand, you finally overstand. And when you finally overstand, you can finally command the universe at your will. But you got to get enough people in your to lock in. Then it all makes sense. But anywho, let's get to the word of the day. Enough about that. Today is Halloween. It says, esteem others. Let each one of us make it a practice to please, make happy his neighbor for his good and for his true welfare, to edify him, to strengthen him, and build him up spiritually. Romans 15:2. There are people who make ministries out of criticizing everybody else, but most people who judge others who are actually doing something are the ones who are doing nothing themselves. They put down other people to try to lift themselves up. The Word of God calls us to build up others, esteeming them more highly than ourselves. See Philippians 2:3. Avoid people who constantly criticize others so their negative comments will not rob you of godly enthusiasm. God can use you today to help strengthen someone's faith. Ask Him to make you aware of those opportunities today. So, just like I said, I mean, look, every time I say something, that's always in alignment with the book. But like esteeming other people, like when you finally realize that, like people who are manipulators just are, they're good at what they do. Like that's them, and that's a skill because that's playing chess with life. When you learn how to play chess with life, you've mastered so much. So I can't even get mad at somebody who can do that. I just hope that they be on my team. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that they be doing it for me and not at me. Okay, you get it. So yeah, just learning to know what your neighbors are good at and edify them and appraise them and give them esteem for who and true. Look, bottom of the deck, boss. Like people can't get mad at certain shit. Like you gotta understand people are good at certain shit that you're just not good at. And when you realize that, you'll finally be like, oh, I'm here to learn something. And it doesn't matter about the age. You could be older than somebody and learn something from somebody young. You could be young and learn something from somebody old. You could be a dude, learn something from a girl. You could be a girl, learn something from a guy. The world is all about lessons and blessings. And when you finally, oh, look at this, 4 relationships. So somebody is moving into a relationship. Why are they both in their drawers though? All right. The relationship card could also stand for balancing your masculine and feminine energy finally. Like, mastering the bond of the two energies, elevating both of them at the same time. This is leaving somebody in concern, though. Hold on. The concern card came out. So somebody's concerned about that. Because in a distant future, something will be trusted. There's a message for y'all. Okay, so what is the message? Oh, somebody's getting married. Oh, shit. Commitment. Yeah, relationship commitment. And this is going to cause somebody emotional pain. But somebody's getting married. I see ritual at the bottom of the deck, though. Let's see. What else? That's actually mine anyway. What else is there? Spirit, what's the other message? There's a sweetheart. Oh no, somebody's a rich girl. Rich girl, rich girl. That could be rich in spiritual wealth, spiritual knowledge, actual money. Rich girl could mean a lot of different things. So, don't always look for people's money. Sometimes you gotta look for people's knowledge and their wisdom and really just like knock on their door and be like, who are you? I want to get to know you. There's a mature woman that's having faith. Oh, these 3 cards came out together yesterday. A mature woman that's in their faith about their gifts or got faith in someone's gift. There's a lot of lust at the bottom of the deck, though. This person has a haircut, though, so I don't know what that's about. Lust, haircut, bottom of the deck. See, this man got his... So be careful of lust. Lust can also be manipulative. Okay, and something about family. Lust and family. Hey, it'd be incest all over the world sometimes, man. You guys understand. Somebody single, sexy, and successful. Just got somebody jealous and envious, which may cause them some kind of death or transition. They've been a flying monkey in your life, meaning they flying over your head, doing all kinds of spiritual work. They up in your gold chakras. Oh, because your crown chakra is not the highest chakra. There's other chakras. You see this eye right here? The ability to actually see. And then there's other chakras above that go into like, the world really does look like this. If you didn't know, like this backdrop is really what the world would be looking like to me. Like when I close my eyes, that's what I really see. So like when you really understand that this is really what the world looks like, and what we see right here is just something that's easy to digest for the naked eye, but this is what it really looks like spiritually and energetically all around us, you'd be like, oh my God, where the are we in consciousness? We got voodoo on the bottom of the deck. Ooh. Okay, we got emotionally and mentally unstable. Uh-oh. Ancestors. So the ancestors are trying to tap in because something's going on. Let's see. Use your intuition. Let's see. Hey, love. How you doing? Yeah, use your intuition. Yeah, life is all about, oh, look, chakras. I'm telling you, when you finally unlock your chakras and you finally really get in tune with, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, um, and then your crown chakra is silence. When you really get in tune with all of that and you don't think about it like looking like, oh my God, I look so stupid doing this. And you really just care more about your internal mental health and your vibrations in your body, it'll really like elevate you. And you might have, and the funny thing is, you'll be elevated in some aspects of your life, but you'll have to go back to like, they'll make you go back to, like, they made me go back to grade 5, for instance. They made me go back to my solar plexus because my solar plexus was off. So there's a false narrative out about someone. A divine masculine, somebody who actually is divine. I'm telling y'all, people be wearing masks. There's opposition is getting their ass whooped right now. Because some things are, and somebody's ascending. A high priestess. You see that eyeball on that girl forehead? That thing, oh, that thing danging. Look at that thing, it's danging. Peace to the gods. Divination. Whether you be looking into people's crystal balls, which I can only do sometimes. But somebody was trying to block that gift. All right, there's some death magic going on. Uh-oh, somebody got some death magic on their hands, and somebody's got an achievement. Yeah, half of us don't even realize that we halfway dead already. But in a good way. Like, if you just accept it, and it's not dead, it's like halfway back into our natural spiritual selves. And I think what we don't realize is if we keep the frequency with certain people around us, that's how you build your heaven on earth. You have to be around people who are on your same frequency, right? So my goal, there's a boss. Hold on. Confusion and illusion. Somebody's unbothered. And there's a nice guy. So you have to have the right frequency, right? And what I've learned is my frequency was always to help people balance it out and like really find out what their frequency is. Because like, and there's karma for somebody. Because a lot of people don't realize, a Jezebel, a lot of people don't realize that they're not even living in their own natural frequency. They're living in a frequency of the music that they listen to, the people that they watch on TV. Like, people don't take time to just sit in the house and not look at nothing but themselves. Like, I literally been without TV in my house. Like, even when I had a TV in my house back when I lived with my son in my own apartment years ago, like 2 years ago, I didn't really ever watch TV. Like, I was never sitting down watching Netflix. I was never sitting down watching none of that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it. But again, in order for you to get to your highest self, you have to be able to strip all of the layers down and see which version of you do you more relate to. Some people more so relate to their dark side, and some people more so relate to their light side. You just got to figure out which side is easier for you. It's easy to go dark, I'm telling you, especially in this world. They want us to go dark. Because if we activate our light child, we tear them motherfucking demons up. The ones that's been running the world for the last, I don't know, 400 years, we tear their asses up. So they want us to stay dark. But we don't realize our darkness actually is the one thing that will help activate the light in us. Because if you activate that dark and you let go of all the things that are shackling you, making you feel stuck, and you really truly activate the light in you, child, the shit that you could do in this world, and then you get people on your same frequency. That's how you build heaven on earth. Because one thing that the powers that were said, or because we're gonna say the powers that were, because they're really not in control no more. We're just still trying to get there, but it already happened. I already dreamt that it already happened. They are the whole entire dynasty of all of that shit that got shut down already. We just not there yet when it comes to the timeline. I've already dreamt it. The airplanes, the helicopters, people going underground, the war. It just hasn't happened yet. Donald Trump is inciting it right now as he keeps on telling people in Colombia and Cuba that we're going to blow their fucking drones up, regardless of them saying don't blow our drones up or it's going to be war. But anyway, that's the part that people forget to actually acknowledge still, that there's actually shit going on right now besides just what's going on TV with hip hop and loving hip hop and rap and everything else. Like, people, our president is really out here bombing fucking people's drones and shit, who literally said if you bomb our drones, we're going to have a war and it's going to be at y'all's front doorstep. But we don't know that shit because we're not watching that aspect of life. But anyway, when they said, the powers that were, the 10 richest families said, if they truly ever found out that they were in control and could activate their light and come together, we truly and surely would lose, and they surely would become more powerful than us. As the statement goes, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So with that being said, take some time today to get alone and really tap into your highest self. Are you more so a darkie or a lighty? And whichever one it is, find out the people who are just like you and work with them so that y'all could hurry up and build y'all heaven on earth and get y'all's troops together, because it is actually in the Constitution that you are allowed to create your own militia with guns and weaponry to come against the government that is no longer serving you. It is actually in the Constitution that we are legally able to do that. Legally. It is not illegal to form a militia that is objective, or rather, yeah, objective. I think that's the word. Yeah, I think that is it. Towards the government. So, find out who your highest self is, if you're light or dark, which side you're gonna be on, and how you're gonna move, because it is happening. The consciousness is rising, and it does require a little bit of bloodshed in order for things to truly be balanced. But it's going to take a little bit of darkness. All that yes boy, yes boy, yes boy energy is not going to be what we need in order for us to truly take back our country. Beautiful day to you too, Sage Green. This is our land. Most of us are Native Americans by blood. Most of us are sovereign beings to this land and really don't even have to abide by any of these laws. Especially when you get into your spiritual self, like, you'll be wondering why your tags is expired and they don't pull you over. It's because you're already spiritual. You don't even abide by their rules and their laws because you're not even on the vibration to be hindered by their rules and their laws. Because if they actually was to incarcerate you and do something wrong to you, it would disrupt the whole entire world that we live in, because the world actually lives within your consciousness. And when you understand that power in yourself, you'll understand why they want to keep us scared and in fear frequency of our true divine power. But you'll never get there unless you break away from the system for a day or two and do something different. Stop watching that stupid ass Love and Hip Hop. Stop watching them dumbass bitches shake ass on the internet. Stop trying to be like somebody who got a BBL botched body. Love your fucking self. Figure out if you light or if you dark, which side of the war you gonna be on. Find the people that's moving like you and get out of that goddamn phone. Yeah. Make some shit happen, because this is actually our land. The Trail of Tears happened the same year that slavery ended. I wonder how that makes sense. The Trail of Tears, Indians being forced to go from one side of the state and walk. Same year slavery ended. Just putting that out there. But anywho, it's about time for me to get off of here because it's almost been 30 minutes. Oh, it's 30 minutes on the dot. All right, you guys. Get out of here. Move. I can't see anything. Thank God the ring light is right here. Oh God. Wait, what was I about to say? Just remember, here on this platform, you are heard, seen, and loved. Remember to have peace, love, and hair grease and everything in between, because these are your tools in your body to help you manifest your dreams. So let nobody else take advantage of you. All right, y'all. Yeah, figure out what side you're on. Peace.